Okay, so let's dive in. Picture this. You've got a superhero, right? You expect, I don't know, strength, maybe invulnerability.
Absolutely, that's the archetype.
But what if their big weakness was something, well, surprisingly fragile, almost mundane?
Yeah, that's where things get interesting. When you flip that expectation, it makes you question things.
Exactly. And that's precisely what our source material gets into today. It's an excerpt from The Legend of Paper Hands, S-Man's Final Fold.
Ah, S-Man.
Yeah. And we're dropped right in after his, let's say, delicate secret comes out to his team, the Bois.
So this is the immediate fallout.
Right. We're looking at how they react to this unexpected fragility and, what it could all mean.
Okay, so the Bois have just found out.
Hmm.
What hits you first about how they take it?
Well, it starts with this wave of just shock, disbelief, really, but it turns pretty quick.
Turns out.
Less sympathetic, maybe. You have Batman Boy making this dramatic statement about S-Man having tissue paper vulnerable hands. Kind of sets the tone.
Ouch. And the others?
Honey Boy is just like floored. Can't believe it. Then Space Boy gets all cosmic, talking about universal fragility.
But probably not this specific kind of fragility.
Exactly. Nothing quite so. Papery.
That contrast is pretty sharp, isn't it?
Huh.
The big hero idea versus, well, paper.
Totally. And Justin Boyd jumps in with that sarcastic line, "So you're telling me our savior has paper hands?"
Yeah, that really cuts through the heroism, doesn't it? Punctures the whole image.
It does. It's like, poof, there goes the mystique. And then, oh, the mockery starts.
Ah, here we go.
Inspector Potato Boy cracks a joke about origami being tougher. And Icy Boy drops a pun, calls it terrible.
Oh, boy. A pun.
It's almost like brutal, but you can tell it's fueled by their surprise,
It feels like a very group dynamic thing, right? Faced
Yeah.
with something weird that shakes things up, humor is the go-to.
Definitely. And we see that spill out when Honey Boy mentions S-Man refusing a high five.
Right, that's specific little detail.
Yeah. And that one thing just opens the floodgates. Suddenly everyone's remembering stuff or maybe imagining it.
Like what?
Oh, stories about him being scared of paper cuts from just the air.
Seriously? From the air?
Apparently, according to Inspector Potato Boy, and Icy Boy saying his hands are softer than clouds.
Okay, that's pretty evocative.
Space Boy claims he saw him cry over an unfolded napkin.
An unfolded napkin, wow.
Justin Boy says he passed out seeing a Post-it note. Honey Boy adds him screaming at a crumpled receipt.
They're really piling it on.
Oh, yeah. Inspector Potato Boy even compares his hands to butterfly wings for armor.
Butterfly wings, okay, that's vivid.
And then, boom, the nickname lands. Icy Boy calls him Paper Hands, and it just sticks.
Paper hands. It's harsh, but memorable.
Right. And just as they're hitting peak mockery, guess who shows up?
Let me guess. S-Man himself.
Bingo! And he's decked out in gauze and bubble wrap, like lots of it.
Embracing the fragility, maybe? Or trying to protect himself?
Hard to say. His reaction is sort of mixed. He sounds hurt, says he came to help them, feels betrayed.
Mm-hmm.
But he also tries to claim his, resolve is unbreakable, even if his hands aren't.
Trying to salvage some dignity there. Does it work?
Not really. The Bois just aren't having it. They start throwing those flimsy hand stories right back at him.
Oof. Undercutting him completely.
Yeah, it totally deflates his attempt to, reassert himself.
So how do they leave it?
Well, their dismissal is almost cold. Batman Boy suggests maybe he should stick to less hands-on tasks.
Oh, the irony. Dripping with it.
Right. And S-Man gets dramatic, declares he's forging his own solo path.
A solo path, okay.
And he makes this big exit, but all you can hear is the rustling.
It's a bubble wrap.
The bubble wrap. It's quite the theatrical moment. Kind of undercuts the drama again.
Wow, so he leaves. What happens then? What did the boy do?
Their immediate reactions are interesting, too. Batman Boy just says, flatly, well, that was anticlimactic.
Oh, perfect. After all that buildup.
Exactly. But then the mood shifts a little.
How so?
Space Boy gets serious, predicts S-Man might become an adversary now. This isn't just funny anymore.
Ah, so there might be consequences beyond just teasing.
Seems like it. And Justin Boy immediately suggests scissors as the perfect weapon against him.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
That's dark, but also kind of darkly funny given the context.
Right. The humor's still there. Honey Boy worries about a strong breeze being a threat.
Strong breeze.
But Inspector Potato Boy calls for them to be prepared. And Icy Boy sounds really confident, like, let him come.
So they're laughing, but also maybe taking this potential threat, this shift, seriously underneath it all.
Yeah, it feels like that. And the whole thing ends with this image of a looming shadow, hinting that, this probably isn't over.
It definitely sets up future conflict.
So wrapping this up, what's the big takeaway here for you? What's the core?
For me, it's really about how a perceived weakness, especially in someone you expect to be the strong one, can just completely change everything. It shifts your perception. It shifts the